Myself, Dr. Ketan Shah, Professor, Paro Institute of Pharmacy and Research, Paro University. Welcome you all in this webinar on role of artificial intelligence in healthcare, opportunities and challenges. It is an immense pleasure for me to welcome and introduce today's speaker, Dr. Nasir Wadia, Professor, Department of Pharmaceutical Science, Saurashtra University, Rajkot. Dr. Nasir Wadia completed his B.Pharm from AR College of Pharmacy, SP University, Vallabh Vidyanagar. Dr. Nasir Wadia completed his M.Pharm and PhD from Pharmacy Department, the MS University of Baroda. Dr. Wadia is having more than 16 years of teaching experience and 2 years of industrial experience. He is reviewer and editorial board member in various national and international journal of practice. He has guided more than 40 postgraduate students and 2 PhD scholars. So with this brief introduction, I request Dr. Nasir to deliver lecture on role of artificial intelligence in healthcare, opportunity and challenges. Over to you, Nasir sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And first of all, I would like to thank Parul University and the team of Pharmacy College for arranging such a nice webinar on the current scenario, artificial intelligence. And it is I am myself fortunate enough that I have grabbed this opportunity to share my views in front of you for this particular topic, the AI in the role of healthcare. So in this particular discussion, we are not go through in detail in terms of application point of view, but my intention is to make the students or the audience familiar with the common scenario of AI, especially in the healthcare system. And obviously the fundamentals of AI, what is AI and what are or how this AI can be helpful in future also. I'm also trying to enlighten various technology based companies, especially nowadays many companies they have introduced themselves in a active participation of AI based techno giants, and they are delivering so many important applications in various area of the medical field. And of course, I am also highlighting the important criteria of AI and the current status of AI, especially in India. So we will see one by one. Okay. Okay. So I am here putting some of the very common examples that we are very prone to come into contact in our routine life also. So Sophia, a few months or we can say a year back, there's a huge coverage on the newspaper and in media that first we have associated or developed the humanoids, Sophia. Another very common example, that is a smart assistants always we are acquired in our living room. That is a very common example is Alexa. Okay, so Alexa is also a part of this AI system. We are having in our routine home applications the robots. That robots are to be used for the cleaning purposes also. So that is a part of the AI system. Everyone is also aware about this example also very well. That is the self-driving cars. So Google has developed a self-driving car. Also the other companies like Tesla, they also invested huge amount of money to develop such a car. So this is once again the example of AI. Maps and navigation, that commonly we are employed whenever we are traveling somewhere in unknown places. We always used to go through the maps and navigation in the Google, and we easily reach to our proper addresses and the respective spaces. So that is also a part of the AI. Smartphone, obviously the face detection and the recognitions. Many of us are very drastically using these features in our smartphone. To open the phone lock, we are using our biometric systems. So that is also covers the application of AI. Another common browsing problem, whenever we write something and if it is wrong, then Google itself suggests the different options that did you mean dash and dash. So we may choose the appropriate options for our choice and we may Google it once again. So that is the another application, that's the text editors, or we can say the autocorrect function. Whenever we are surfing some commercial websites for the sake of something, purchase something from the this commercial sources, and just next after, whenever you open your email, then in right hand side you may find the those searches. Okay, so that particular section also showing the recommendation of your interest. Okay, so recommendation algorithms that also incorporated in current era whenever you are web browsed anything. Okay, so these all are the very common example. uh, if we are not knowing anything about AI, still we know everything about all these examples. So if you know this example, that means you know the AI, you know the applications of the AI. So now basically in this particular slide, these are some of the explanation, or we can say the definition given by several organization. Some of the definition is given by the IBM. One of the definition is given by the Oxford. Okay, and likewise they have tried to understand the terminology artificial intelligence. So we will just see one by one each of this definition and try to understand the terminology, how it incorporates several things. So first is, what is AI? So the study of the way in which computers can be made to copy the way humans think. Okay, so that is the first definition. Second is, AI is the simulation of human intelligence processed by machines, especially the computer system. Third one, the ability of a digital computer or computer controlled robot to perform tasks commonly associated with the intelligent beings. And next one is, the artificial intelligence leverages the computers and machines to mimic the problem solving and decision making capabilities of the human mind. So this all indicates the different areas where AI can be utilized in our day-to-day life. But two or three terminologies are very common that I have mentioned over here in terms of a computers and humans and the thinking. But that thinking is the artificial. Okay, we are think with our brain, and whatever we are think in that thinking process, we are now incorporated the machines, and that machines are generally the computers. So along with our thinking, we are rationalized the thinking process with the use of computers, and that is how we can combine the human thinking and computer thinking, and that is how we are performing various tasks. Why we are mixing these two, thinking of humans and working with machines? Because the game of this two technology merger is to create something more fruitful, to take out something more rational result from whatever process we are trying to incorporate. We will see one by one each of this. So this is the slide indicating the common human approach and what is the ideal approach. So common human approach is, we have to think like humans, and accordingly we are acting. Whatever we are thinking, in that manners we are acting. But whenever we are combining our thinking with the machines, that is computer, then it can be converted into the ideal approach. So that is the need of current time. Ideal approach. What is that ideal approach? We have to think rationally and we have to act rationally. So that rationality component can be incorporated with the combination of computer system or the machine in AI. So that is the fundamental of AI, we can say. Okay. In our thinking process, we are incorporating the machines, and by that incorporations, we are shifting from human-like thinking to machine-like thinking. Why we are doing so? That we will once again see. So the next question arises that how this AI will work for any system. So for that proper orientation of their jobs, AI has to perform several functions. So AI requires a foundation of specialized hardware and software for writing and training machines learning algorithms. Okay, so basic requirement is that we required some software also, we required some hardware also. Obviously, hardware, we know the computer system is our hardware. So what are the software? For software, we have to develop several tools, several languages, several methodologies within the computer system. And for that, we are commonly using programming language. So that programming language, they are known as Python, R, C or C++, Java. These all are very common programming language. Okay, so that all are we incorporated and we combining the two different component of softwares as well as hardwares, and that is how we are started with the AI technology. So AI systems works with the ingesting the large amount of data. So now the question one by one we are now trying to solving. Why we are using AI? Whenever we are having the large number of data, large amount of data, then for us it is very difficult to collect those data, to interpret those data, and to come out some result with those data. So AI always help us whenever we are having the large number of data. See, in today's scenario, everywhere there is only one thing is consistently increasing, and that is data. Okay, you take any field of the society, you may take the pollution, you may take the healthcare system, you may take the agriculture, you may take the economics, you may take the manufacturing sector. In every sector, day by day, there is a numerous data are continuously enhance the overall system burden. And once this data is very huge, then it is very difficult to handle all the data all the time and to come out with some specific results. So whenever we are unable as a human, whenever we are unable to control all such data, we are trying to accommodate all this data through the tool of AI, or we can say the machine learning. So AI is basically, we are employed for the management of data, we can say. So ultimate goal of AI is the management of data, and with that management of data, we can come up with some specific result. Second approach is analyzing the data for correlations and patterns, and using these patterns to make predictions about the future states. So these 3 points collectively shows, or we can say the concluded whole scenario of AI. We have to manage the data, we have to analyze the data, we have to correlate the data, and by this correlation we are able to generate, we can understand the different patterns, and once we understand the patterns, that prediction we can use for our future applications. As I have mentioned, in every sector, okay, if you are taking the very common example COVID-19, okay, so there is a large number of data available in the website, COVID website, number of patients, the age group, the sex, male, female, child, comorbidity conditions, the state-wide, district-wise, city-wise data. So if you just image that, if we are taking the single example of COVID, then also we are having the large number of data. Similarly, in every sector, we are having the nowadays the large number of data, and always we are using this data for our future perspectives. We are analyzing, we are collecting, we are scrutinizing all this data, and with this data, we are ultimately understand the problems of the current time, and that problem can be overcome in the future time. So that is how AI can be helpful to overcome all such future problem, or we can say the for the sake of future perspectives. So now this AI is basically a machine based technology, we can say. That's a computer based technology. So whenever we understand computers or the machines, how that machines work, they are having the basic program is there. So here AI program is deals with three basic pillars: learning, reasoning, and self correction. This is the three fundamental program based elements of AI: learning, reasoning, and self correction. So first of all, what is learning? This aspect of AI programming focuses on acquiring data and creating rules for how to turn the data into actionable information. Okay, so here we are understand the overall data pattern and try to accommodate all this data in a proper information. So we are collecting those data and we are try to convey those data in a form of an information. Another approach in the learning is rules, which called algorithms, provide computing devices with step-by-step instruction for how to complete a specific task. So in this, we are providing the methodology that if we are found such information, how to proceed. If we got this result, then how to proceed. And if we got this result, how to proceed. So this is more or less similar to that of flowchart. Okay, we are having a common pattern of flowchart, especially in pharmacy. If we look upon the flowchart, then if we are going with the process of validation, okay, so if your machine is properly qualified, if answer is yes, then you may go for further process. If it is no, then you have to once again re-qualify it. Okay, so in that manner, we are qualifying our overall processes. So here also we are doing the same thing, but that qualification is performed with the use of data. So that all indicates the specific stage of learning. Second pillar of AI program is the reasoning. This aspect of AI programming focuses on choosing the right algorithms to reach to a desired outcome. Okay, why we are going with the specific solution? So that for that particular reason, we have to give the specific answer. So that is how the reasoning step is to be incorporated in AI program. And third and most important is the self correction. So this aspect of AI programming is designed to continually fine tune algorithms and ensure that provides the most accurate result every time. Okay, so that is the part of a self correction. So whenever it is incorrect, it is automatically corrected with the programming or with the languages or with, you can say, with the softwares installed into the AI. If it is wrong, then it is automatically corrected and processed further. So now question arises, why this AI is nowadays very much important in our day-to-day life, not only in healthcare. I'm not talking in terms of healthcare only. I am giving this insights for all the fields. Okay, why this AI is important? Because as I have mentioned, we need to handle large number of data. So that is the first point, handling of huge number of data. That is the first and most important application. Second is identify the pattern of the data. We have to understand that whatever data we have collected, what it says by studying its pattern. its fashion, its specification, its sequences. Okay, by all this terminology, we can say that we have collected this data, and that data showing this particular pattern. And once we understand the pattern, we can come out with some results. So it is very much essential to understand the pattern of the data also. And third and most important task, that majority of time human cannot perform repetitive measurement with the accuracy. Okay, whenever anything is to be performed repetitively by humans, then there may be the chances that after some period of a time humans may get tired, and because of that bored or tiredness, there is a chances that we are not getting the accurate result every time. But whenever we are using the same sequence so many times, we are following the same methodology, same procedure so many times, with the use of machine, we are able to retain its integrity with greater extent of accuracy. So that is important. Three different criteria. To fulfill all these three criteria, AI is best, we can say the best tool, that is handling of data, identifying the patterns, and repetitive measurement with greater extent of accuracy. Now these are the very common examples of AI system. Okay, we all are aware about all these applications. We are doing a very common e-payment. We just use our smartphone or the computer systems and we just pay our bills. Manufacturing robots, if you are talking about the manufacturing sector, not only in pharma but other sectors also, we are having nowadays the robot system, so that robots can be utilized in a greater extent with the manufacturing purposes. Third is the disease mapping. This is the very good applications of AI for the disease mapping. Disease mapping means we have to identify the data that is pertaining to that particular disease. We are understanding the pattern of that data, especially with reference to the specific disease. We will see that application in detail in coming slides. Automated financial investing. That is also a economical, or we can say the financial sector, where also AI is greatly employed. Social media monitoring, that is another, the Facebook or Insta, WhatsApp, okay, all those social media based technology, they are tremendously using the AI technology for controlling various aspects. Virtual travel booking agent, another application where you just visit the website of the respective booking suppliers, or we can say service provider, and you instantly found the chatbots that may I help you. If you just refer the bank website, then also they have the chatbots instantly pop up and it shows may I help you sir or madam, and just if you type your problem, it virtually you understand how to proceed for that particular problem. So that is also an application area of the AI. That is a conversational marketing bots, as I have mentioned. Whenever you open up any website, you always having the virtual assistants for your problem. So these are the, we can say, the major area. These are not the limited to this points only, but these are the major area in our day-to-day life applications. So artificial intelligence is the simulation of the human process, especially by the machines. And obviously we understand machine here is specifically described in terms of the computer systems. So this processes includes the learning, reasoning, and self-corrections to automate the routine work, saves the manpower of the organizations, and increases the productivity. AI produces the, or it processes the large amount of the data much faster and makes predictions more accurately than by the humans. While the huge volume of data begins created daily, it is very tiresome task to arrange all this data by the human researcher. So in that manner, AI application can useful, and that can be handle all such data very fastly, quickly, and turn into, or it can be conveyed into a actionable information. So these are the important criteria. Because of this facilities, or we can say because of this applicability, we are using AI nowadays. And in coming year, in coming time, the field of AI is drastically increased in every field. These are the common types of AI. Okay, so this is the theoretical background. Once again, we will discuss application point, but before that, these are the theoretical types. We can say the reactive machines, limited memory machines, or theory of mind, and self-awareness. So these are, we can say, classically we can classify the AI system on these four different class. So what do you mean by these reactive machines? These AI systems have no memory and are task specific. Example is given, Deep Blue, the chess program that beat Gary Kasparov in 1990s. Okay, many of we are aware about this chess tournament that the human played the chess with the computer. So this is the example of reactive machines. So this is not having a specific memory, but this machine is developed with a specific task. Specific task over here is the to play a chess. So Deep Blue can identify the piece on the chessboard and make predictions, but because it has no memory, it cannot use past experiences to inform the future ones. So we are not having the, or we are not unable to collect the all the data, and we cannot use those data for the future perspectives because it is a very limited functions development for the reactive machines. Second is the limited memory. These AI systems have memory, so they can use past experiences to inform the future decisions. So they are having the this AI system developed with the use of, or we can say with the memory in built in its system, and because of that memory, they collect the data, they can scrutinize the data, and that scrutinized data can be employed for the future perspectives. Some of the decision making functions in self-driving cars are designed in this way. This is the example. If we are developing the driverless car, we can say, where we are having such type of AI system, limited memory. Third is the theory of mind. It means that the system would have the social intelligence to understand the emotions. This type of AI will be able to infer humans' intentions and predict its behavior, and necessary skills for AI system to become integral members of human teams. So here, apart from the memory, some of the human emotions, they can also be incorporated in the AI system. As I have mentioned earlier, example, the humanoid Sophia. Okay, so that Sophia is built with this particular principle, theory of mind. And fourth one is the self-awareness program that is once again incorporated in AI. So these AI systems have a sense of self, which gives them a consciousness. Machines with the self-awareness understand their own current state. This type of AI does not yet exist. So we can say this type of AI will be available in our future perspective. And if you remember the movie, okay, the Arnold movie, where we find that that machine fight with the humans. So many different Hollywood movies are there. Okay, so that all indicative of this self-awareness based AI system, where machine itself have their own thinking with the use of course, with the use of different programs, and accordingly they will act. Okay, so these are the common types of AI. Now, in general, what are the advantages of the AI system, or what are the disadvantages of this AI system? So, if we look upon the advantages, it is good at detail-oriented jobs. It reduces the time for data, especially when we are having the large number of tasks or huge number of tasks can be performed at a time. It delivers the consistent results with greater extent of accuracy and precision. We can say AI powered the virtual agents, and they are always available. If you just think of current television advertisement, okay, in so many advertisement they have now showing the doctors is available virtually. Whenever any patient is need of any doctors, the doctors are now available 24 by 7. So that 24 by 7 assistance, we can say the medical assistance is available. That is once again with the use of AI application. So these are a very common applications of the AI. What are the disadvantages of this technique? They are, at present, it is a very expensive, that requires a deep technical expertise. It is a very great, we can say, the vacuum in current time, that is a technical expertise in this particular area. Limited supply of qualified workers to build AI tools, only knows what it's been shown, and lack of ability to generalize from one task to another. That means we have to develop some specific task based AI system. If we are not able to develop this task specific AI, then we have to work in a generalized manner. And because of that, many times we are not able to come out with this specific result. But whatever result we are getting, that results are always in a generalized manner. So these are some of the disadvantages of this particular system. As I have mentioned, these are the very common applications area of the AI, starting from the healthcare, education, business, finance, law, manufacturing, banking, security, transportation, and e-commerce. Some technology giants that are associated with the AI that we will see: AI technology that incorporated natural language processing, automation, machine learning, machine vision, self-driving cars, and robotics. So once again, this is the, we can say, the elements of AI technology. Whenever any company has developed this AI-based technology, they have to use either of these elements for the development purpose. Either they may go with the natural language processing, that is in short known as the NLP, so that indicate the processing of human language by a computer program. Common example is the spam detection, so that we are familiar with that particular terminology, spam. Whenever we refer our email or mailboxes, we are always having some spam mail. Okay, so that type of detection is possible with this NLP. It is a natural language processing. If we think about the element like automation, then nowadays in pharma especially, and in automobile companies also, we are having a great extent of process automation. So whenever there is a process automation, the element of AI automation is always to be incorporated. Then third one is the machine learning. In short, it is known as the ML. Machine learning is the computer to act without programming. So computer is acting, but there is no need to work with a specific program. Computer can handle the specific task with the fundamental program. Example is given, that is image or speech recognitions, image processing, that we know the Google Lens is there. Okay, so Google Lens will work on that particular purpose of the AI element, that is a machine learning. So we just uh, specifically use that Google Lens and we just incident on some specific image, then it will show that what type of image it is. Okay, so that is possible with the machine learning process. Then machine vision, that captures and analyzes the visual information using a camera, signature identification, medical image analysis, etc. Okay, so that all incorporated the elements like machine vision. We are capturing the specific visuals and that visions is once again identified with the use of computer system, that is a signature identification and medical image analysis. Third one is, or we can say the next one is the self-driving car. Okay, self-driving car. Obviously, we have understood that concept of self-driving. That is a in combination of computer vision. We are having the image recognitions as well as the some of the elements of deep learning and robotics. Then it is the part of the designing and manufacturing of robots, and also indicates some of the area of the spawn detection. So these are the technological elements that can be incorporated whenever any AI-based tool is to be employed. So now we are specifically discussing the AI in the healthcare system. Okay, so as we know, in healthcare, the area of our healthcare system is basically deals with the three different pillars. Okay, either we are employed the principle of the prevention of the disease, or the diagnosis of the disease, or the treatment of the disease. These are the three basic tools, or we can say the pillars of the current healthcare system. So how AI can be incorporated in these three basic concepts that we will see one by one. Before that, this particular slide indicates the impact, or we can say the global scenario of AI. Globally, AI can be incorporated in various areas. So in this particular pie chart, we are having the different segments of the healthcare systems where the robot assisted surgery, virtual assistance is there, and so many more. So here, if you can see over here, the blue indicative lines, that is a clinical trial. This is the major segment, okay, clinical trial, and this is the dark brown, that is a robot assisted surgery. So if you can see these clinical trials, you can understand, because in clinical trials we are dealing with the large number of data. So currently in many of the AI based technology, they are developed especially for the smooth conduction of the clinical trials. And especially if you are talking in the community pharmacy perspective, hospital pharmacy perspective, then we are nowadays working, especially in our hospitals, the physicians, the doctors, the surgeons, they are conducted the surgery, and that surgeries are the robot assisted surgeries. So these two segments are very frequently used nowadays. Apart from that, some other areas are also incorporated in this pie chart. So these are the impact in different area, that is the care delivery or the chronic care management, that is the patient management obviously, self-care, prevention and the wellness, diagnosis, development of various diagnostic tools also, and clinical decision making. Or so in all this area we are using the AI based system for the overall health management, along with the some sort of innovation we can. If you are talking about the pharma field, okay, so in this particular slide we understand this a very typical stereotype diagram of the drug discovery and development. Importantly, we know the different phases of the drug development, starting with the pre-discovery, then discovery, preclinical, clinical, and at last the scale up and the marketing. Okay, if you just look upon the time required, so AI is employed for this particular section whenever we are interested to work with all of this phase with lesser extent of a duration or time, you can say. For example, if you are working with the discovery and preclinical studies, that covers 3 to 6 years of the time. 3 to 6 years of the time. Okay. If we are working with the clinical trial, it approximately takes 6 to 8, or we can say the 7 years. Similarly, the review and scale up will take 2 to 3 years. Okay, so this is a, we can say, the very conventional approach of the drug discovery and development. It may be possible that in coming years, the time duration may be drastically reduced. Why drastically reduced? because we are now incorporating the tool, or we can say the different elements of AI to execute all these different phases of drug discovery and development. As you know, that different phases of the drug discovery and the development, we are dealing with the different drug molecules, or we can say the numerous molecules can be scrutinized, and only one molecule can be converted into a formulation that can be possibly presented into the market for the marketing, after the marketing approval. So with the use of that AI tool, we can scrutinize large number of data, that may be the specific lead identification, or the clinical trial based data, or the non-clinical trial based data, or we can say the in vitro studies or in vivo studies also. We can just go through this AI based tool, and with that we can drastically reduce the overall time required for the drug development phases. So these are the scope, we can say the future perspective of AI, where we can drastically reduce all this time required. So as I mentioned, now we will discuss each of these points separately. How AI can be employed for the diagnostic purpose, how AI can be incorporated for the treatment purpose, and similarly for the prevention of the respective diseases. Okay, so one by one we will see. Okay, this is already we have discussed, so I will just go through the next slide. That these are the snaps of the AI in the healthcare system. Either it may be the operations, or we can say the surgery, or for the diagnosis, or the post-operative conditions, or the ICU based condition, wherever is needed. Nowadays AI is always there. If we handling the manufacturing sector, then also we are using AI based system, that is the robotic arm, we can say. So this robotic arm will help, will identify the specific location, will deliver, will arrange all the medicaments, will helpful for the manufacturing sector. Okay, in the diagnosis we will see. So Path AI is the name of the company. Okay, I have just in this, or now onwards, whatever slide I will see, in all the slides I have given this snaps and some short description. So that snap is the website snap. Path AI. Okay, Path AI is the company, or we can say the technology. That company is delivering or provide its services in the diagnosis field, and this company is situated at Massachusetts. What is the role of, or what are the service providing portfolio of Path AI? So Path AI is developing machine learning technology, and they assist the pathologist for the accurate diagnosis of various diseases. So this company is currently working on the reducing the error, especially in the cancer diagnosis, and developing methods for individualized the, or we can say, medical treatment. They are worked with the Bristol Myers Squibb. Once again, this company is the multinational pharmaceutical company, Bristol Myers Squibb, and organizations like the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and they expand their AI technology into some other health sector division. But currently, they are working in the field of the cancer. And what is their intention? Their intention to diagnose the cancer. How could they diagnose the cancer based patient or their symptoms? With the collection of the data, and scrutinize all those data, and to identify the specific pattern of that data. So Path AI is one of the company. They are currently providing their services for the diagnosis of the cancer. Another such company, BOI. So Pure Health is an AI-based symptoms and cure checker that uses algorithms to diagnose and treat illness. Here's it works with a chatbot, listen to the patient symptoms and health concerns, then guides that patient to the correct care based on its diagnosis. Harvard Medical School is just one of the many hospitals and healthcare provider that uses biased AI to help diagnose and treat patients more quickly. So as you can see over here, they have indicated the chat about the symptoms. So any patient, any physician also can refer this particular website and they just enter their symptoms of their disease. So AI based system can analyze those symptoms of the patient and they can suggest the respective treatment option. So that is BI based company or rather AI based company BI that specifically designed for the symptom based suggestion. This company is located once again in the California that develop the deep learning medical tools for streamline the radiology diagnosis. So they are specifically working with the radiological department. So this company is focused with the deep learning platform and analyze the unstructured medical data in terms of a radiological images, blood test, and other such data. And they have given or they give the detailed information to the doctors for the better understanding for the insight into the patient real-time needs. This is the fifth smartest AI-based company in the world and ranking above the Facebook and the Microsoft. So this is the common introduction we can say of this company. Okay, so they are basically focusing on the data they are rapturing or covering from the radiological field, from the blood cell, or we can say the blood test data or some other such genomic based data. And what they are doing, they are combining all this data, and with that combination of all this data they are applying the AI based system, and that data can be conveyed to the physicians, to the doctors for the proper understanding of the diseased state of the patient. Prenome, another company located at California. So they are also using the AI in the screening diagnostic test and blood work to test for the cancer. So once again, this company is also working with the cancer detection by deploying AI at the general screening. Prenome aims to detect the cancer in its earliest stage and subsequently develops the new treatments. Okay, so they are specifically designing for the detection of the cancer. Prenome. Massachusetts based another company, Select Language. They are working with the researchers, Harvard University's researchers, especially the teaching hospitals, Beth Israel medical centers, and they are using the AI systems for the diagnosis of the potentially the blood-based diseases, especially for the detection. So doctors are using AI-enhanced microscopes to scan for harmful bacteria like E. coli and Staphylococcus in the blood samples at the faster rate than it is the manual mode. Okay, so here they are more specifically working with the disease that are prevailing in the blood, or we can say the infections that are prevailing in the blood, and that is because of the microorganism responsible, E. coli or the Staphylococcus based. So the scientists used 25,000 images of the blood samples to teach the machines how to search for the bacteria. Okay, so they are using the memory. They are having the database of approximately 25,000 different images that indicates the presence of bacteria, the presence of pathogens in the blood, and with that type of blood chemistry, machine will tell that whether the blood is prone to have such chances that in future there is a chances of development of any such disease or the condition. The machine then learned how to identify and predict the harmful bacteria in blood with 95% of accuracy. So with this tool, this particular system will tell to the physician that what are the chances of the accuracy of this particular disease conditions or the infection identification is nearly about 95%. Israel-based company Zebra Medical Vision provides the radiologist with an AI-enabled assistant that receives the imaging scan and automatically analyze them for various clinical findings. These findings are passed on to the radiologist who takes the assistance reports and to consideration when making such diagnosis. Okay, so this is the company that are once again incorporated with the radiological based company, or we can say the identification of various images on the basis of radiology, and that can be employed for the future diagnosis. If we look upon the development, how in drug development AI can be employed. So in drug development, BioXcel Therapeutics, they utilizes AI to identify and develop new medicines in the field of immuno-oncology, neuroscience. Additionally, the company's drug reinnovation program employs AI to find new application for existing drugs or to identify new patients. So BioXcel Therapeutics, they are specifically working on the development of new drug molecules, or we can say the new drug system, especially for the immuno-oncology as well as neurological disorders. So they are working in this drug development and named one of the most innovative healthcare AI-based company in 2019 December. Similarly, another company is Berg. So Berg is a clinical stage AI-based biotech platform that maps the diseases to accelerate the discovery and development of breakthrough in the field of medicines. By combining its interrogative biology, they are working traditional R&D and they develop the robust product candidates that fight with the respective diseases. Berg recently presented its findings for the Parkinson disease, and they used AI to find the link between the chemicals in the human body that are previously unknown. So as you can see over here, this company, in collaboration with the AI tool, they find the different alternatives, different avenues for the identification of various chemical, biological parameters responsible for the disease. This company, Zitopi, they are combining AI and they are working for the prediction of the chemicals and the pharmaceutical properties of small molecules that are useful for the drug designing and development. They are also working and claiming the crystal structure prediction technology, and they predict the complex molecular system within a short duration of a time. And they are a very good company in terms of investment also. And many of the investors like the Google, Transcends, and other such financial company, they have hugely invested in such companies. So especially this company is working with the small molecules. Okay, they are identifying the small drug molecules or the chemical compounds, and they are having the potentiality to develop as a drug molecule with the use of the AI system. Atomwise, another California-based company that tackles some of the today's most serious diseases, including the Ebola and multiple sclerosis. This company is working with the neural network, AtomNet, and such other bioactivity and identification in terms of patient characteristics and their clinical trial. Atomwise AI technology screens between the 10 and 20 million genetic compounds each day and can reportedly deliver results 100 times faster than the traditional pharmaceutical companies. Okay, so that is how this company can be employed for especially with the Ebola and multiple sclerosis based disease condition. Dip Genomics, another such company located at the Canada. That company platform helps the researchers and find candidates for the development of drugs that are related with the neuromusculars and the neurodegenerative diseases. Findings the right candidate during the drug development and statistically raise the chance of successful development of such molecules with a decrease in time and the cost. Okay, so that is our ultimate goal, that we are in a state to develop a molecule with a lesser duration of a time and quite less amount, or you can say the investment of the money. Deep Genomics is also working on the project Saturn, which analyzes over 69 billion different cell compounds and provides researchers with the feedback. So they are having all these facilities, and especially they are working with the biological system, and that is how they can work with the different gene and gene based techniques. Another such company located at the London Benevolt, they are working in the field of deep learning, and especially they are focusing on the major pharmaceutical groups to license drugs while also partnering with the charities to develop easily transferable medicines for the rare disease. So this is the company, they are working with the rare disease development. So this is in general, we are having the different collaborative research, or we can say the collaborative work going on currently with some pharmaceutical giants and AI based technology. In first column, we are having the pharmaceutical organization or the companies, we can say the Pfizer, Novartis, and so many more. And similarly, in the right hand sides, we are having the AI based company. That may be Bristol, Microsoft, and so many more are also there. Okay, so in coming time, not only the pharma company alone they develop their medications, but they are worked in collaboration with this, we can say the software or hardware based companies, or we can say the IT based company, and they have to work in a combination with a specifically designed AI or machine learning tool to develop the medicament, to develop the system for the proper diagnosis, proper treatment, and obviously the overall prevention of disease. Okay, so this is the large, or we can say the overall picture where the AI employed in the health sector, that can be employed in QA, QC, in clinical trials, in pharmaceutical product management, in drug discovery, in product development, and obviously in manufacturing area also. Now, within a short duration of a time, we will just see what is the current scenario of AI in India. In India, the Niti Aayog is the main body, we can say, or the organization who is taking care of AI, especially with reference to the Indian market. And it is to be predicted that by 2035, the growth of AI in India is increased by 1.3%. In 2019, the Union Budget Minister, they have announced that they are planning to invest large amount of money for the industry relevant skill training for 10 million youth, especially for AI, big data, and robotics. Similarly, policy level initiatives by the Ministry of Electronics and the Information Technology, that is also a part of this initiative. NASSCOM, that is a National Association of Software and Service Company, in short it is known as NASSCOM, and another such organization, that is a Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, that are also actively participated in the development of the AI and machine learning, especially in the India. So in the right hand side, we are having the different area that is recognized for the Indian scenario: facial recognitions, biometric, criminal investigation, traffics, wearables to empower the women's safety, forest reservation, cleaning rivers, tiger protection, and many more. Okay, so these are the specifically identified area for the Indian perspectives. Another organization that is known as the Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics. In short, it is known as CAIR. That is a part of DRDO. They are working in India under the DRDO, and they are working for the robotics command and control, networking and information, as well as communication for the security purposes. In collaboration with the US, Indo-US Science and Technology Forum, they are established in March 2021 to foster AI innovation for the different ideas and experiences, especially for the identification of new opportunities in terms of research and development, especially in India as well as in US. Technological giant, we can say the Intel. Okay, so Intel AI, that is a program governed in the Telangana, October 2020. So Indian International Institute of Information Technology, Hyderabad, and Public Health Foundation of India to launch this particular program. And they are mainly focusing on the challenges in India's healthcare and smart mobility of such healthcare in the each segment of the healthcare system. Responsible AI, that is specifically designed for the youth of India. So this program is by the government school to empower the young generation to become AI ready and reduce the skill gap, especially with the Indian perspective. This established by the National E-Governance Division of MATE, and the platform aims to help the students develop a new age technological giants in terms of a mindset and relevant skill, especially for the AI. Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Government of India, they are launched a new version of its portal, version 3.0, and which is basically deals with the data analytics, AI, and machine learning to simplify the regulatory findings for the companies. The idea behind this is to promote the AI, especially with the ease of doing business and compliance, as well as the monitoring. As I have mentioned, Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, NASCOM, they also jointly developed a program in 2020, and they are having developed the portal, and that is having one-stop shop for all the AI related developments and initiative in India. National Research Education Policy 2020, that also incorporated the AI based technology driven portfolio, and they have given that 3rd of March in 2021 while addressing the webinar on the effective implementation of this Union Budget 2021 provisions. Our Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi ji have delivered a lecture on 50,000 crore rupees, and they have given allocation for the development of AI based research and development, not only in the industry but also they have addressed the academia as well as some other research and development. NCRT, National Council for Education and Research and Training, they are also incorporating AI based scope, especially for the school education, and how they can be incorporated AI into the schooling, or we can say during the school education. That type of program is incorporated by this particular organization. Airavat, such another program initiated by the government, and the main objective is to develop the AI based system, especially for the agriculture field as well as the healthcare system. So what are the opportunities, especially with reference to the India? India was the ranked 8th in the top 10 countries by the AI in terms of a patent. In last 5 years, they have witnessed the significant uptake of AI based system, and with over 4,000 AI patents being filed during the period. So we know that whenever we indicates the filing of patent, that indicates the innovation in that particular sector. So AI is now we can say the very fastly developing field in the India also, in every sector, that may be the energy sector, retail or manufacturing or education, and of course the health sector also. So this indicates the number of patents they have filed in a last decades, and all about the scenario of current status of AI in India. Okay, this is the same thing: agriculture, healthcare, and education. That is our focused area. But actually, we are presently working with automation, chatbots, NLP, and image recognitions. These are the field where where India is currently drastically working in these areas. These are the challenges. Obviously, most important challenge is the cost. Apart from that, the challenges are here in this particular slide, differentiated in the operational based challenge, organizational based challenge, and technology based challenge. That is different percentages given, that maybe in terms of a integrating AI into organizations, management of AI, the high cost, data based challenges, their implementation based challenges, and many more. So these are, we can say, the major area of the challenges why AI is needs to be addressed very carefully. So in Indian perspective, India has a relatively a small body of researchers and research output in the field of machine learning, lack of collaborations, unclear policies in terms of the privacy, security, or we can say in terms of the regulations, high resources cost and low awareness, lack of data ecosystems, lack of international collaborations, lack of competency and trained manpower, slow adaptation in India, low intensity of AI based research. So these are the major, we can say, the area. Because of this, we are we have to work very tremendously in this all area to come up with AI giants. Obviously, these are the field, or we can say the future perspective in terms of a career, that is AI based engineer or the scientist, analyst, developers, researchers, algorithm specialist, or robotic expert in the field of military, aviation, maintenance and mechanical engineers, surgical AI technicians, computational philosophers, robot designers, and many more. Okay, so these are all the areas of the, we can say, the future area where we are having the ample opportunity for the students also, if they try to accommodate in all these areas. So we are having AI, and that is very much important for transformation in our day-to-day life and in our day-to-day work practices. But same time, we are having the most problem that these AI startups and companies are limited to some of the specific region like Bangalore and Hyderabad, and we have to work very hard for the implementation of the AI, starting from its grassroots level, and we have to adopt AI based technology. If you are not capable enough, then we have to collaborate nationally as well as internationally, and we have to deliver maximum to the country. So I think that's all from my side. Thank you very much for patient listening. Yes, Kiran sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir, for your very nice and informative presentation. So
Thank
you
you,
have
sir.
started with the very common examples of the artificial intelligence like humanoid, Sophia, Google self-driving car, maps and navigation, so that the general audience can also easily understand the basics of artificial intelligence. So sir has given the overview of application of artificial intelligence, elements of AI, limitation of AI, specific application of AI in healthcare, including the future prospects also. So sir, you have simplified the topic using various informative images and graphical representation. So on behalf of Parul Institute of Pharmacy and Research and Faculty of Pharmacy, Parul University, I would like to thank Dr. Nasir Wadia for giving his valuable time and sharing his in-depth knowledge on artificial intelligence. So thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. My pleasure, sir. Thank you. Thank you. May I leave, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sure.
Okay.
Thank you
Thank you
very
very
much.
much once again, all of you. Thank you very much.